You're sitting at home, alone and depressed, till you go on YouTube and you click Sports Desk. Woo! Welcome everyone to this week's episode of
Sports Desk.
We're
coming at you live from
the penthouse. Nothing new there, but what is new is I'm wearing my shirt the right way this time. So, for those of you who bought charcoal shirts, this is what they'll look like from the front.
If you bought the heathered red, this is what they look like.
Yes.
A lot better, but personal preference, really.
Anyways, regardless of which one you bought, they turned out pretty fantastic. We're very happy with how they've been turning out.
Oh, yeah. I love them.
Order yours today through us. We'll order it. But we have quite the episode for you tonight because we have with us quite the guest.
Yes, we have WLC's very own stud basketball player, Zach Zuliger.
Zach, welcome to Sports Desk.
Oh, yeah. Now's a good time to jingle.
That was actually really good. That was a great transition.
Thanks, I've been practicing.
That was really impressive. Zach, thank you for joining us, taking time out of your busy schedule to talk about sports with us. Now, as Skylar mentioned, you play basketball. So, I think it's only fair we start talking about WLC, talking about WLC men's basketball.
Sweet. So, Zach, last year you guys led WLC to one of very few conference championship titles. It was like a tie. Tell us about like those emotions and feelings and stuff that was kind of running through your head, running through like the team in and of itself, like just everybody, like the overall emotion of the team.
Last year. Last year. Okay, so a lot of the teams last year, our freshman year, we did not play, and we weren't very good either. So
We lost all our...
We lost
it was
Zach.
kind of weird feeling that we started playing well.
Is that why we're being hacked?
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, Zach, we're having some technical difficulties
You know,
over here.
it's always funny how it works. You know, it works great when you're practicing, and then it never works when you actually need it to work.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be. We could talk
Sorry,
about.
Zach, sit tight real quick.
We could talk about other things in the meantime, briefly.
We could, yeah.
Very briefly. The men's golf coach is on the hot seat.
Yeah, as always, per usual.
Yeah, so you almost wonder when they're just going to make a change.
Ooh.
Okay, whoever's hacking is just being really considerate and helping us out. Okay,
Zach's texting me.
okay, we're going to get our technical issues figured out. I'm trusting that we're still on the screen because I can't actually see us. But in other WLC news,
This is worse than that one time we had those guys come on campus and we were locked down.
I know, that was where we started. Okay, I'm not even sure they can hear us.
Yeah, I don't know. We can talk about shrimp. What'd you have for lunch, Jake?
I had rice.
Yeah, shrimp fried
Which
rice is pretty good.
People commonly pair that with shrimp. Well, there are some comments, but I can't actually see what they are because we're being hacked. But I think the hacker is trying to help.
If I had the guitar in here, I'd play a song for you guys.
Maybe we're...
Yes, we can. Oh, Claire can hear us.
Oh, okay. You're on the screen and sounding fine. Yes,
Oh.
we can see you all.
However, we cannot hear Zach.
Okay.
So I think we're gonna get that fixed real quick.
Yes. But,
On the bright side, you guys can hear us, so that's good.
yes. Okay. I don't even... it's hard to maintain professionalism.
Yeah, I'm a little bit discombobulated.
I'm a little frazzled. Women's also play basketball on campus.
Zach, can you talk real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Zach, can you hear us? Can you speak?
I can hear you. I can hear
I can't
you.
personally hear Zach.
Yeah, I'm not hearing anything from Zach.
This might be a low point in our history.
Jake, you want to fill the void of silence while I
Why do I... Okay.
while I talk to John real quick?
Today, women's basketball is 8-0 at WLC. Men's are 7-1, which means basketball here is combined 15-1. Women's basketball plays at home this weekend against Edgewood, Friday and Saturday. Now, if we look at some of the stats for the team, see, this is why I can't do the show alone. I need you.
What?
Senior Amanda Brug is second on the team with 12.1 points per game, which is great because she, as we've said several times, is the only senior on the team. So it's great to have the only senior in your team kind of play such a prominent role in your team's success. Junior Jenna Mace leads the team with 13.8 points per game. Yeah, Zach, we'll ask you more. We'll ask you questions when we get your audio fixed.
Everybody else can hear Zach, by the way.
Everyone else can hear Zach? Oh, so as long as they can hear him, we can just guess when he's done talking. Right?
It'll be a nice little game.
I mean, everyone else can hear him. So then we should be fine. I think whenever his mouth stops moving, he's done.
Well, we got to also keep in mind that there's a little bit of a delay between when we're talking and when he's talking.
You're right.
His audio comes through and then his voice or his face is behind.
The last few days at campus have been quite warm, which is a sign that spring is almost here. And with spring comes baseball. Now, WLC baseball has their season opener March 7th, which is coming up in just over about a week and a half. And what's really cool is they're actually going to play at US Bank Stadium, which is where the Vikings play. So they're playing Lawrence University. It's a doubleheader, March 7th. So we're starting to get into the swing of spring sports.
Yeah, that'd honestly be like such a dream come true, being able to play in like a place as unique and as like high scale as US Bank Stadium. I know I've seen a couple of football games there, but none of it was like NFL caliber. It was always like high school playoff, like state championship games. So that place is super like phenomenal, like amazingly beautiful, huge. It's great. I hope to someday work there. Like that?
Were we supposed to shrug? Jonathan says we could just have Zach talk through the phone like we do with Aja, but I would personally rather see Zach if possible.
Yeah, I like seeing Zach better than hearing him.
So everyone can hear him, and everyone can hear and see us. We just can't hear him. Interesting. Skylar, did you want to talk about softball? I know you had a cool point to talk about with the women's softball team.
So for the first games of their season, the women's softball team had a game at, I don't remember what the place is called.
Skylar, wait, sorry. Zach, try speaking. I think we can maybe hear you now.
Speak.
Shut up.
Oh, Zach. Shut up.
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Oh, yes.
Yes,
Oh, it's a Christmas miracle.
No?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. Perfect.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, as we were talking about basketball.
Back to basketball.
Basketball. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Please let us know if you can't hear him later because, frankly, we need to know.
Yeah, keep us posted. Thanks for all the text messages.
Okay, so you were asking Zach about his emotions last year when we won conference. Is that correct?
When you guys won conference, yes. Let's hear about all those emotions that went through you and like your team.
Our team was really used to lose after my freshman year, and it was a step up going to the next year and actually started winning some games. And we didn't think we were actually gonna we didn't know if we were gonna be really good or really honestly bad that year. And when we started games, we started getting some confidence and some mojo. And then we realized, hey, we're pretty good. And then I think it was middle of the season we played Benedictine, and they were I think a top 25 ranked team in the country for D3. And we beat them on our home court, and that juiced our team up a lot, and carried us through to the finish. And we weren't able to win the conference tournament, unfortunately, but we still got a conference championship for WP.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And now, Zach, if I remember correctly, did you have or did you not have a game-winning dunk to seal that win against Benedictine as the buzzer beat did?
I did, yes. A
What
lot of random people. There's been a couple of random people have gone up to me and shown me that clip. And I made fun of me a little bit because I was jumping around a lot. But hey, I was just excited. I just had the adrenaline going. So
I can't blame you, man.
blame me for that.
If I had a game-winning dunk to seal off a huge dub, I mean, I'd be excited too. I mean, I made a field goal in a football game once, and I was like sitting there jumping, fist bumping, and it's only 3 points.
Yeah, I don't blame you at all, man. But what's really cool is your success from last season has carried over into this season.
Exactly.
You guys are 7-1. You just won the NAC North title, if I'm correct. Right? They divide it North and South.
Yeah, North is we won. We already clinched conference for the North.
Okay. And you guys just had a weekend split with our rival CU Dub. Kind of tell us about how you guys were able to rebound, no pun intended, from that tough loss Friday night against CU Dub to then beat them Saturday night and avoid that weekend sweep.
Overall, we think and we know we're the better team and we're a deeper team. So heading into the back-to-back, we know it, like their starters are playing 30 plus minutes and our starters not. So I think we have the fatigue advantage going the same like a second night, and we think our players are around better than their players. Don't get me wrong; they have like a couple stud guys, but the team is just collected. We work together, and we don't get down on each other. So we're down 13 there for a bit in the second half, but the house never fell.
There you
And we
go.
came back and beat them in the end. So
That's awesome. Yeah, that was great to get that rebound win. I gotta stop saying that. But we have our first comment, and Zach, you're gonna be able to provide some insight on this. Our professional commenter Scott is curious as to how much cardio is incorporated into your season workouts this year.
I mean, it depends on the day, but for practice, try not to work out too much. But today, like the day before game, um, we rerun like a little bit. Like we got up and down the court, um, today a lot, and I'm sure tomorrow we won't get up and down as much. We more so stay in the half court days before games. Most of our cardio work we did preseason.
Sweet, sweet. So you're a cardio, like anything that you do that's has anything to do with conditioning, is that ever like in drills, or is that literally just like, hey, run, touch the baseline, come back, and like Jayhawks and different stuff like that? Or how does your like conditioning look?
I'd say we in our drills it's mostly up and down the court. So like that in and of itself, playing basketball, running up and down the court, it's a big conditioner. You're jumping around a lot, playing defense, like it's pretty tiring. And then on top of that, after our drills, the loser has to run a 22. It's basically two down and backs on the baseline, from the baseline to the other baseline. So it's not too difficult, but it's like it gets grinding over the course of a whole practice.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Now, Zach, the question that everyone is dying to know the answer to is when are you going to pull up from three? You are always open in games, my guy, and we're waiting. We're waiting for you to drain that top of the key three-pointer.
Okay, I have been telling everybody that if I have a senior night, I am just gonna go out there. I'm gonna pull. My coach said that we're playing Wake Forest for a senior night, and it's not a conference game, so it shouldn't be like it's not like a meaningful conference game. So I'm fully planning on shooting a three in that game.
All right, Zach,
At
tell
least
you
one.
what. Tell you what.
Yeah.
If you shoot and you make a three,
Oh,
we
you know
will give you a free sports desk
I was
shirt.
going to say, I know where you're going with this. Yep.
Now I
wanna
gotta
see
make
it.
one.
Yeah,
God.
you have to make it. None of this airballing stuff, okay? It has to go in. Now, what is your favorite shot to take? We have a few comments. We're going to start off with this one related more towards you and your game. Scott's asking, what is your favorite shot and what is your weakest shot?
I'd say my favorite shot to take is I like posting up on the right block, right side of the hoop, and getting a hook shot in the middle. That's my favorite shot.
Okay.
My least favorite shot I have to say is mid range on the baseline. I that friction and the hoop on the baseline just messes with me. Not seeing the backboard. So
Fair enough.
Understandable.
Respect. I gotta say, my favorite shot on the field is probably corner three, which is like probably one of the more difficult
Corner three.
shots to hit. And Jake is giving me crap about it too.
I just saying I don't like
I
it.
like that too.
You can do it. That's for all you want. That's great. I suck at it, so I don't like it.
And
You're
like,
more of a wing guy, right?
I prefer my favorite shot is the three just to the side of the top of the key. It's like just a little bit three-pointer. Yeah, none of the stuff from the side. I'm not really that good. Carson says she'd like to hear some commentary on the walking buckets of freshmen on the team this year. You guys have a lot of freshmen on the team, a lot of talented freshmen. You mentioned you guys have a lot of depth. Explain to me, to us, the importance of having guys that young being able to contribute to the team.
Well, it's huge. Going into this year, we lost Andrew Bergink. Obviously, he was our conference player of the year, averaged like 25 a game. And a lot of freshmen have stepped up. Jacob Stoltz has stepped up huge in the scoring category for sure. I don't know. He's averaging, I think, like 18 points per game more. But besides him, there's a lot of freshmen too that also contribute big minutes and even just playing in practice, like pushing us further, like for the guys that do play. Jacob Heffley, I think, is leading the conference in assist to turnover ratio. Grayson Getz is getting in there and getting a bunch of rebounds and just a bunch of energy and a bunch of team camaraderie. Even though some of them might not be most minutes, still buying in on the team aspect.
Yeah, and I think it shows that the program's in good hands moving forward when you've got freshmen who can contribute like that at such a great rate. So that's pretty great for the program and the future, for sure.
That is true. The future is bright.
Can't believe that.
For those of you who would like to know, my dad says his favorite shot involves tequila, but that sounds like something my mom would say.
I think your mom hacked your dad's YouTube account.
I know they watch together, but
Oh, okay.
what would you like to talk about next, Jake?
Involving basketball, Zach, I would love. So you and I are both Timberwolves fans, right? So we've been through a lot of heartbreak. As you know, the Wolves recently just fired their head coach, Ryan Saunders, who was not very good, but neither the Wolves are just bad. And they just hired Chris Finch to be their head coach, and he has no head coaching experience. He was an assistant with Toronto. So I'm just curious, as a basketball player, you know some of the ins and outs. How do you feel about this hiring by the Wolves? Do you think it'll help maybe turn their season around, turn the franchise around, or do you think, it's just going to be another failed experiment by the franchise?
I mean, it's going to get worse. They're at the league worst 7-25 for their record right now. I don't know much about Finch himself, but I know Raptors are really good at training on talent. They brought up Pascal Siakam, Fred VanVleet. I think he was undrafted. Maybe he was a super late second round pick, and now he destroys the Bucks all the time. I don't know. He's a really good player now. So I like the hire overall. I think it could help develop Towns and D'Angelo Russell and Anthony Edwards into superstars. So.
Yeah, I think so. I think the Wolves, I have to talk to Skylar about this a little bit today, or maybe yesterday. The Wolves have a lot of talent. They can just never seem to piece it together, I feel. So yeah, maybe this coach, maybe he can do that finally. Scott asks a question. How involved are senior players at WLC in mentoring the younger players? What are some ways you kind of do that?
I'd say we show like the freshmen what to do around campus, how our coaching staff works on the basketball team. Outside basketball though too, I feel like we're good role models. We always encourage them to go to their classes, get their homework done, all that basic stuff that I don't know, like that's very important to success in college. And I think we're good leaders overall on and off the court.
That's good. I know. Do you guys have like a mentor-mentee kind of a setup for like that kind of thing? I know football does, where they get paired up with a freshman. So like sophomores, juniors, seniors all get paired up with a freshman or an incoming transfer, and we're like bigs and littles is the terminology that we've used in the past. Is there anything like that on the basketball team, or is it just kind of like you guys as a whole kind of guide these younger guys?
I mean, we don't have anything specific like the mentor-mentee thing. When we in workouts, the seniors will go with the younger guys. So like a senior, junior will have to go either a freshman and sophomore. But that's a whole mentor-mentee thing. We all bond really well together. Just dinner, I was talking to freshmen at my lunch table about Marvel, like I don't know, a whole bunch of guys have bonded, and no one's really left out on the team.
That's great.
Key aspects there.
It's really important. I think it's an underrated thing for a team, not just to have talent, but also that chemistry, trust, and those bonds that can definitely impact your play on the court. And I think that's definitely been displayed this season for you guys. Now, you guys' next game. When do you guys play next? Oh, you're at Edgewood this weekend. Tell us a little bit, give us a little bit of a preview. Is Edgewood, are they towards the top or the bottom of the conference? And what are some things you guys need to do to come out with a weekend sweep?
Okay, so Edgewood, our conference is there's no one really spread out. There's 4 teams tied at 4-4. So if this Edgewood game, if we sweep them, they'll miss the conference tournament. But if they win one, they could be second. That's how crazy our conference is. How tight it is right now. But their biggest threat is point guard Jake Neese, and we're gonna try and take him out of the game. But they also have this 6'7", 270-pound kid come off the bench. He only played 16 minutes a game and average. He's their leading scorer.
Wow.
So stopping him is gonna be another task.
Wow. I have a feeling you're going to be guarding him.
Yes. What do you say? I'm guarding him?
I have a feeling that you're going to be the one that has to guard him.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna be the one that has to guard him. So I'm gonna have a handful. But I'm gonna try and push the floor line, get him tired. That's my goal.
There you go.
There's no one's gonna be able to run up and down the court with me. Yeah.
Sounds like a great plan. Oh man, wish you guys the best of luck this weekend. Hopefully you can sweep them. Scott asks, aside from basketball, what other sports are you interested in?
Football has got to be my favorite sport besides basketball. I am a diehard Minnesota Vikings fan.
Yes.
A lot of people probably don't like that.
We love it.
They kill me every year, but I still love them. I watch every game on NFL Sunday. I watch the playoffs, and I'll go and support my high school. And I'm trying to go see a DLC game this year if we have. So.
Yes, we should be having some WLC football games.
What is so funny to you?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Right now, we have some stuff on the schedule set up for March 20th is the season opener. It's going to be at home. It's against Rockford. And then we're going to be away at CU Dubs, so we're not going to be very far. And then we're back home again against Lakeland, which is our head coach's former team. So all of those games should be pretty exciting. I know, it's going to be an absolute change of pace.
You got the camera.
An absolute change of pace with having a new coach and a new team and whatnot. So we'll kind of see how that goes.
You got the camera thingy, Nick Jigger? Do you know if CU Dub is allowing fans?
They should.
So
if they did not care at all for basketball.
Okay.
So they should.
Oh, we're back.
Probably care even less since it's an outdoor sport.
Okay, good news. Yeah, I'll try to make it to that one if it's that close. Yeah. So, do you like baseball at all, Zach?
Just baseball.
Yes.
Yeah, I played baseball in Little League, and Little League was super fun. And then I got into the big diamond when I was in 7th grade, and I didn't like it as much.
Okay.
But I still love baseball, so I became an umpire. So I umpired a little bit in grade school, a little bit in high school.
Okay.
So it was still fun for me.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Do you guys like baseball?
Baseball is my favorite sport. I played it for 10 years.
Really?
Yeah. Didn't play it here, just other commitments and everything.
Church league softball. That's where it's at.
Oh, yeah.
Why didn't you play here?
Just other commitments, wanted to kind of be involved in other things. And I know you can do that while being in sports, but I just kind of figured it was time to, hang up the cleats, as they say. So, but it was tough. I missed the game. I'd still like to play intramurals and everything.
That's fair.
We have a question from Jonathan Wardell for you, Zach, asking, what's your favorite sport to watch and why is it tennis?
Tennis. I don't know if I've ever sat down and watched a full game of tennis or a match of tennis. I don't know how you call it. I'm sorry, Jonathan, but no, it's not tennis. I noticed that WLC has a tennis team now, and like they have a game coming up, and I'd kind of be interested in watching out where we'd play on campus, but it was intriguing to me.
Yeah, I know they have. I didn't write it down. I didn't look it up. I don't know when they play, but I do. Yeah, I think it actually might even be this weekend.
I couldn't tell you.
And I know that their like home matches are at like a neutral site, or like we have a complex or something.
That's right. Not only is that like a complex that they have competitions at, but it's also like their like practice facility, I believe.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah,
I could be wrong though. Coach Wardell, will you correct me on that one?
yeah. I suppose he would know considering they play at Elite in Brookfield. Alyssa asks, Alyssa Shipley, which do or did you like better, high school basketball or college basketball?
This is coming from a former basketball player herself.
It's in high school, my senior year, my team made a pretty crazy run at state. I'd say that moment has not been topped in college. College basketball is still really fun, and that moment has not been topped.
Okay.
That's all I gotta say for that. Yeah.
Hey, maybe this season we'll top it. You got one more.
Maybe, yeah.
This is your last one.
The Concordia game versus WLC came pretty close last year. Like that was a really cool atmosphere. So
Yeah.
hoping we can get to the conference championship again this year and win it.
Yeah, we're really rooting for you guys. Hopes are high.
Yeah. We got Scott asking, are you looking forward to the Olympics? I believe those were rescheduled for this summer.
So it's a Summer Olympics, the Winter Olympics.
Is it Tokyo?
I haven't always been I haven't always been a huge Olympics fan, to be honest. I like the Winter Olympics a lot more than the Summer Olympics. I'll usually turn on some Winter Olympics if I'm not busy, but I don't know if the last time I watched Summer. What you guys think about that?
Coming from my household, I mean, my dad's the one who asked the question. My family has been known to watch the Olympics. I think primarily just because my dad puts it on.
It's your reputation.
It is like once it's on, it's like one of those things where you're like, oh my gosh, America's competing. Go us. Like one of those kinds of things. But it is like super crazy once you were watching like those track meets and such. Those guys are so fast. Like if it's a sport that you have like competed in and whatnot, watching what they do on like a professional and like national and even like worldwide level, it's crazy to like kind of be like, so this is where I fall compared to like these elite athletes. It's pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And just like taking into consideration the fact that there's several people out here in this world who dedicate their lives to just playing in or competing in the Olympics that takes place once every 4 years is pretty phenomenal to me. Like you just gotta have some mad respect for those athletes and whatnot. It's pretty crazy. So like I do enjoy watching it, but I feel like I don't go out of my way to watch it, which is kind of a bummer. But it's how the cookie crumbles.
I knew you could say. I don't know why.
You have to say the swimming athletes really impressed me. Yeah, I cannot do backstroke, and they're just going so fast, all these crazy strokes I've never even heard of. So
Yeah.
I do the swimming competitions.
Yeah, that's always pretty impressive. I like, yeah, I like swimming too. What is one thing about your okay? Okay, first off, Carson says that the first tennis match is 5th of March, so that's next Friday, not this coming Friday, but next Friday. And Zach, question from Scott. He is just dishing out all the great questions for you. What is one thing about yourself that might surprise your friends?
Might surprise my friends.
Are you vegan?
Oh no, I would never be a vegan.
Okay, good.
I love meat way
Smart.
too much.
Good.
Way
Smart.
too much. Um, my friends know me pretty well. Whenever a teacher asks me like name some interesting thing about yourself, I always say my first word as a kid was cheese. Most kids name like first word is like mom or dad, but mine was cheese. I don't know.
That's true.
I really like food. It's not really a surprising thing, but like
So you must have been born in
an
Wisconsin
interesting fun fact about me.
if you're saying cheese is your first word.
Yes, well, also my mom really likes taking pictures, so she'd always
Oh,
say cheese,
Mm.
and I think that's maybe where it came from. Yeah.
I don't know
nice.
why. I thought he meant her mom just took pictures of cheese a lot. I don't know.
Absolute cheese connoisseur.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense though. What's your favorite kind of cheese?
Pepper jack.
Oh, I
Not for
have to
you.
say Kobe
Okay.
or Munster.
Oh,
Oh, I like it, the
Yeah.
monster, the cookie
What about you
monster.
guys? What's your favorite cheeses?
probably nacho. Or I do like
Nacho
pepper.
is so
from
gross.
Qdoba.
Queso.
If we're talking cheese, I like pepper jack cheese. I feel like you can't go wrong with that unless it's like mac and cheese or something.
I do like Colby Jack, but yeah, pepper jack's probably a close. It's probably like 1B. It's my favorite. Yeah, it's right up there. But so
Oh no,
Zach,
pepper jack is just spicy. I like cheese and spicy. I don't know.
Not a big spicy guy.
Nah. Oh well, yes, for cheese, not so much.
Oh, okay.
so we talked a little bit about men's volleyball earlier on how yesterday they had their home opener, got swept, but we'll get them next time. They actually play tomorrow against Lakeland. Women's volleyball is also starting up fairly soon. Next Saturday, they play doubleheader here versus Edgewood, noon and 2 p.m. So we're getting both men's and women's volleyball in full swing. I gotta stop doing these sports puns, but they're pretty good.
I like them.
So Zach is
I like that one. I liked it.
thank you. Yeah, it wasn't intentional. What is your
Oh, Lord.
Okay, Scott, you're getting out of hand. Okay. Barb, you gotta corral this man. Zach, I don't even know where I'm gonna go with that. You take it, man. I don't know.
You want me to take the helm?
Take the helm. Scott, should we tell him what Scott said?
If you know what, Zach, just out of curiosity, what is your favorite animal and
All right.
why?
My favorite animal is a polar bear.
Really?
And like I don't really have a huge reason for it. I just would always go to the zoo. And it's an animal I never really saw before. I went to the zoo as a little kid, and I just liked it because it was very fascinating to me. A big white bear, and it just kind of stuck. Whenever people ask me what my favorite animal now is, I always go back to a polar bear from when I was a kid.
Okay. So do you like Coke more than Pepsi?
Man, stop it.
I do actually. I mean, it's nothing to do with the polar bears, but I do like Coke more than Pepsi.
Dude, his favorite animal would destroy your favorite animal.
What is my favorite animal?
Penguins.
I like squirrels.
What? You kidding me? They've always been penguins.
I like
Penguins-
penguins too. I like
Penguins are my
too.
favorite bird.
You ever heard of a flying squirrel?
Those are birds.
Man, okay.
Penguins are actually my second favorite animal.
Nice.
How is that even possible?
They're so cool though.
Okay, yeah, Carson's right. Petition to change Sports Desk to Ask Zach Fun Questions Desk. This is out of line.
Yeah.
You know what? Zach, you said you're a Vikings fan, so that means you are aware that the NFL exists, which means I'm pretty confident you've heard the news about Philadelphia trading quarterback Carson Wentz to the Indianapolis Colts. Am I correct?
Yes, I have heard that news.
Nice. I just wanted to ask your thoughts on it. If you think the Colts won this trade or if the Eagles won this trade. I know they have Jalen Hurts kind of waiting under his wing. Eagles wing. Oh man. So I don't know your thoughts on if you think the Eagles won it or maybe the Colts won the trade.
Honestly, I think the Eagles would have had to win this one. If I were an Eagles fan, I'd be excited to have A, Jalen Hurts on my team as a starting quarterback, and B, Carson Wentz gone, because he did almost nothing to help that team win last year. And I think they got a second and a third round draft pick maybe for him.
You're correct.
The Colts must have been really desperate. They must have been really desperate, or they think that Carson Wentz still has it in him. I was pretty shocked by Carson Wentz's performance this year. He had an MVP caliber year a couple years ago.
He did, and what's interesting is the head coach of the Colts, Frank Reich, worked with Carson in Philly, so now he's reunited with him. So maybe that's going to help improve his performance. You mentioned the second and third round pick. Philly receives a third round pick for this year and a conditional second for next year. And I think it was Curtis who told me that if Carson either like plays 70% of the snaps or something, it then becomes a first round pick for Philly. Like the better or more he plays, the more compensation Philly gets. So it might be a first round pick. But yeah, for a quarterback of his talent, because he is talented, it's pretty impressive that Indianapolis didn't even have to give up a first round pick up front for him. So we'll have to see. I was going to ask Christian for a quote on his thoughts because he's a big Colts fan, but he never gave it to me, mostly because I'd never asked.
Yeah, when I asked him, he said, "I'll tell you the quote," and then walked away.
When I asked him a while ago, and he just replied with, "I like food," but I know he was eating. But he never gave me his thoughts, so I don't actually know if he thinks they won. But did you want to talk about El Tigre? One more segment for you.
So,
what?
Let me just cut you off real quick here.
No, it's fine.
I believe it was it yesterday?
That was yesterday morning.
Tiger Woods had a rollover car accident, which kind of like was quite the surprise around the world. He is doing all right. He is not in like bad shape or anything, not in a critical condition or anything, but his car is basically toast. I think it has yet to see what this will do for his golfing experiences and whatnot. But, Zach, do you have any comments on Tiger Woods rolling his car?
I mean, you said his car won't be all right. I mean, he can just buy a new car. The guy's loaded. So, I'm just happy that Tiger's okay. And it's a one-man car accident. So,
right.
So he had like a pretty hefty surgery. He's got a bunch of screws and whatnot in his leg now. So
yeah,
if he could come back and win a Masters after this, that'd be pretty crazy.
Comeback player of the
yeah.
PGA.
He had compound fractures in both legs, which means like it broke the skin, which is pretty crazy. And then he also had injuries to his foot and ankle. So yeah, they had to put rods in his legs. And yeah, it kind of reminded me of the Alex Smith injury. Just
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Lower leg injury. Hopefully can come back. You hate to hear about that from anyone happening to him. But yeah, I looked up a picture today.
Yeah.
Looked up a picture, and the car was completely totaled. It had jumped the median, like rolled over the other 2 lanes of oncoming traffic, and then rolled a few times, and they had to use the jaws of life to get him out. So, but last I heard, as of today, he's responsive. He is doing about as well as you could hope for in that situation. So hopefully he can keep getting better and recover fully from that.
Yeah, those are some scary situations to be in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I heard that he went over to median because that area has super strong winds or something. It's going a little fast, and the wind got him and pushed him over to median or something crazy like that.
Wow.
That spot has a history of wind accidents.
Interesting.
That's pretty crazy.
I had not heard that, but yikes.
Not too long ago, there was in Wisconsin even, a car that was going over one of those ramp interchanges between interstates and had hit a patch of black ice and went up over the guardrail and fell onto the interstate that was down below. And so that was a pretty crazy and surreal experience to just see on camera.
Mm-hmm.
But these kinds of things, they're out there, and you never really think, hey, this is something that could happen to me. But
Yeah.
I mean, you just never know. They're so sudden.
We have a few questions for you, Zach. Carson asks what your favorite color is.
Favorite color is purple.
Nice.
Good man.
King.
Man. Yeah.
King.
I bleed purple.
Nice.
Good man.
And then our new commenter, Braden Bierman. I don't even know how to say his last name. He asks, Zach, you mentioned you like Bierman. Okay, good. I was right. He said you like food. Braden wants to know if you like cucumbers.
Yeah, he's on the basketball team. It's a running joke. We went to Minnesota last year. And my coach went in. He always buys us snacks from like Pick and Save. And I specifically asked for cucumber. And I don't cut cucumbers. I'll just eat them whole. So it's a running joke on the basketball team.
That's pretty great. Scott asks, what is the recommended air pressure for a basketball? I don't expect you to answer this.
I have no idea.
36 psi.
28 psi for some reason. I doubt that's it, but like I know that's the number that popped in my head first.
I trust you. I have no idea.
You know what, Scott? Why don't you
It's
look that one
probably
up?
way off. I just threw a number out there.
Scott, you could really just Google these questions and not make Zach have to answer them.
I mean, he could have Googled that one, not like the favorite animal and stuff. I hope that information isn't on Google.
Are you not on Google? I could have sworn you were on Google.
I mean,
8.5 psi according to Google. Says Carson. I think she put Google. 8.5.
well, I was
Can confirm between 7.5 and
digit off.
8.5.
Okay, so essentially, Zach, if you inflated the basketball to your recommended PSI, you would take one dribble and the whole room would explode.
The ball would blow up when you're inflating it.
I told you I was way off. It was just a number I threw out there.
Scott's like, maybe Tom Brady knows.
If it's any consolation, my number was higher than yours.
What did you said? 36?
I think I said 36, which is way higher than my car's tire PSI.
Oh man, you should probably put air in your tires. Oh, crazy stuff. Zach, it looks like your team is going to have quite the exciting end of the season, and we are super excited to see how the men's basketball team can finish out here. We got the NAC tournament starting on March 3rd, which is that's a week from today. So, you know what?
Yeah.
If that's a home game, that might be going on the same time that we would be streaming. We'll have to work on that. We'll have to, whatever.
We'll have to talk to John about streaming live from the game.
That would be so crazy. That would be awesome. Mid-game interviews.
You guys could live commentate.
That would be so cool. Ooh. But yeah, we are super excited to see how you guys can finish the season. I do not have anything else for you specifically. Skylar, I don't know if you had anything you wanted to ask Zach specifically. Scott, I'm cutting you off from questions for the time being.
Yeah, no, I can't really think of any other questions for you, Zach. But we do once again appreciate you being willing to do this. I know you're a little bit nervous, and
your voice just cracked when you said nervous. That's
it didn't.
So ironic.
I know you're a little bit nervous about coming onto the show and not being expert enough, but you did absolutely fine. And thank you again for taking time out of your night to come talk to us, hang out with us, and whatnot.
And for what it's worth, you know more about yourself than we know about you, so you actually are your own expert.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me, guys. It was fun.
Absolutely. Tell your friends, tell your family. I hope your mom and dad tuned in to this week's episode. Yeah, I don't have anything else. As we mentioned, if you want your shirts, let us know. Zach, if you make a 3-pointer in senior night, you're getting a free shirt of your choosing. So
Yes, you have our word.
I don't know what more incentive
I'll take
you
a
could
red
possibly
one.
ask for.
The red ones are cool.
That's
I like
right.
the red
You're
one.
paying full price.
Right.
Zach knows what's up. All right. Thanks again, everyone, for tuning in. Thanks, Zach, for being with us tonight. And I'd like to send it off by saying, Sports Desk, the best a man can get.
Oh, that was so...
I ruined it.
Oh. Wait.
Have a good night.
End stream. And then I have to hit